Why are some foods forbidden in kosher food culture? Have you ever wondered why certain foods are off-limits in kosher food culture? The answer lies in the principles of Kashrut, the Jewish dietary laws that guide what can and cannot be eaten. These laws come from the Torah and are designed to align food consumption with religious commandments. First, let's talk about the characteristics of animals. For land animals to be considered kosher, they must have two specific traits. They need to chew their cud and have cloven or split hooves. If an animal lacks either of these traits, it is not kosher. For instance, pigs have split hooves but do not chew cud, making them non-kosher. On the other hand, camels chew cud but do not have split hooves, so they are also forbidden. When it comes to birds, certain species are prohibited, especially birds of prey. However, domesticated birds like chicken, duck, turkey, and goose are acceptable. Fish must have both fins and scales to be kosher, which means shellfish and other sea creatures without these features, like shrimp and crab, cannot be eaten. Additionally, reptiles, amphibians, and most insects are non-kosher, with a few exceptions for certain locust species in some traditions. Next, let's discuss the method of slaughter, known as Shechita. Even if an animal is the right species, it must be slaughtered according to specific ritual laws. Animals that are not slaughtered properly or those that die naturally are considered forbidden. Physical defects also play a role in determining kosher status. Animals with certain injuries or conditions that could lead to a quick death are not kosher. For example, severe wounds or internal damage would disqualify an animal from being kosher. Another important aspect is the prohibition against consuming blood. In kosher practices, meat undergoes a salting and soaking process to remove any blood. Certain fats, particularly specific abdominal fats called kalev, are also forbidden and must be removed before the meat can be considered kosher. Additionally, there are rules about mixing meat and dairy. This means you cannot eat them together or use the same utensils for both. There is also a waiting period prescribed between consuming one after the other. There are other specific prohibitions, such as the requirement to remove the sciatic nerve from kosher animals. Certain food products, like cheese, must be carefully checked to ensure they do not contain non-kosher ingredients, such as animal-derived rennet. These rules are not just about food. They reflected a commitment to maintaining spiritual discipline and cultural identity within Jewish tradition. They also show a connection to historical and ethical values found in Jewish law. In summary, understanding why some foods are forbidden in kosher culture involves recognizing the detailed laws that govern species, slaughter, preparation, and combinations. These guidelines help observant Jews maintain a diet that fulfills their religious obligations while expressing their cultural identity.